Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Boy, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And if you heard that song and you listened last week, you know we have something special. So special, we had to make sure we had a couple other guys here to enjoy these beers. So first off, we once again have Jim.
Hey, everybody. How you doing, Mike?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Another day in paradise, and I think I'm trying to get myself psyched up for this.
There you go.
I tried to look for my sombrero, but I just couldn't get to the door.
Well, you know, it happens. When Jim and I were talking about doing, if you listened last week, we talked about we were going to be doing Mexican beers.
Yes.
But not the Mexican beers that everybody was expecting.
No Modelo, no Corona.
No, correct.
No Dos Equis.
Correct. We have some other ones, and we needed some help.
We brought out the big guns.
We brought out the big guns for this one. So if you remember from one of the podcasts that we did from Hayward, from the Northwoods, if you were listening, you remember Ron was on that, and we recruited Ron to come down and help us with these Mexican beers. Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Que pasta?
No, that's...
Amigos.
Pasta, that's Italian.
Well... They eat that stuff in Mexico, too.
Okay. So we told Ron we were just going to be doing a tasting. We never told him exactly what we were going to be tasting.
We want make it a surprise.
Make it a surprise for him. Yeah.
Just like the listeners. We're not telling them what beer we were having.
Exactly.
Or what they're going to taste like. So it's going to be... I think it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun because this is... there's some different styles in here.
Yes.
There's kind of a range of ABVs.
Yep.
But they are all Mexican-style beers.
Themed. And they all have... What's the word I'm looking... Because I think when I was looking up some of the research, they're not all like Mexican style because it looked like more Mexican style as a lager type.
Sure.
But these are all inspired...
There you go.
Is that
That's probably a better way to say it.
Because these are good. I think the way we got it set up too, I think we're going to try the lower ABV ones and work our way into some.
We start with, they range from, what is it? What's the lowest one is 4.4.
Yep.
And the highest one is just slightly above that. just slightly.
Just because Ron wants to try those ones just slightly above 4.
Yeah.
See.
Si, senor.
All right. Well, hey, let's break into this first one.
All right.
So this first one is by Eagle Park Brewing, and it is Ritmo.
Ritmo.
Mexican-style lager.
Mike,
yeah.
Didn't know if you knew this, but Ritmo means rhythm in Spanish.
Really? Well, it's a good thing we got Ron here.
Yeah, the musician.
Yes.
You're very astute, my friend.
See?
My amigo, I mean.
I just to let you know, Ron, he printed that off their website. He didn't know that going into it.
But see, we're educating all the listeners out there, too.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a refreshingly light, sweet, and crisp Mexican-style lager brewed with Pilsen malt and a hint of flaked corn.
So is this like a breakfast beer?
Could be. I suppose.
It's got flaked corn in it?
Like corn flakes? Is that the same thing?
Kind of, right? Is it? You can go back and forth with this stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's our show, so we
can
say what we want.
Who's going to know if we're making it up or not?
Right.
I think you're supposed to pour it on your cornflakes.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Especially on one of those long weekends up north.
Yeah.
Where you're just like rolling from one hangover to the next. You want to, ooh, look at that color. That is...
Got nice foam.
That's very light. All right. So, and this, by all measures, should be our easiest one of the day, right?
Yeah.
Should be the easiest.
Should be the easiest one.
Ooh, what's that?
Smells like beer.
That's beer. It does taste.
It does have a little. It's got a little sweet thing in it. I'm not saying sweet like this is good. I mean, it's.
It does taste like
sugary,
doesn't it?
Kind of.
Different. It is different.
Little. I'm trying to come up with the word because it's. It's not like
this is
a regular beer.
Mucho differento. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I mean, because I guess the hard part is it does not taste bad. I mean, it's smooth. I mean, I think on a hot day, if I was out riding on a lawnmower, I could definitely drink. I mean, this is not. There's no bad aftertaste. It's just I'm struggling to come up with what the flavor is.
Yeah, there's not really
something that stands out.
Yeah, I was going to say something that stands out on it.
It's one of the strangest beers I've ever had, I think.
Wow.
But that's not saying it's bad. It's just different.
It's different. I was gonna say it tastes different. I mean, it's a lager, but you kind of get that lager flavor.
Yeah, but it's almost like those cornflakes, like a Cornish type flavor-ish something. It's hard to describe.
It's very hard to describe.
I don't know.
Did you see that? I guess Eagle Park Brewing. I don't know if we had a lot of beers from there.
We've had a few from there. Yeah.
Looks like it was started by two brothers, Max and Jack.
Okay.
And I think we know a Max, don't we?
Vaguely.
Do we know Max?
Not this Max.
Oh,
Ron's son's name is Max. Yeah.
that Max. See, I was trying to give a tie-in.
Oh,
I'm trying to give you the
He's
handoff.
concentrating on the beer. Come on.
I missed that one.
I'm trying to give you the handoff.
He's concentrating on the beer.
All right. Because the two brothers liked writing music, and they were in a band together.
Yeah.
And they had to make the decision, are they going to keep doing music or are they going to brew beer?
I'd say brew beer.
Well,
There's no money in music.
well, do you see the decision they
I can
made?
testify to that.
Right. So you see they stuck with beer. So did
And
they
it's-
make the right
and it's
choice?
funny. Two brothers who absolutely love drinking beer together, too.
Right. So I was trying to give you the tie-in for that. So since you're the guest DJ,
So to speak.
so we can remind Ron, what's your scoring and how
0 to 5, 2.5 is average, and he can go by a tenth of a point. The normal, you know.
and we're going to hold you accountable for every score that you give us. So there's no pressure.
So you want me to do the first one here?
Yeah,
give us
tell
what
you
I'm
think.
going to
and-
go. I'm going to go in the middle because it's just so different. There's not anything that hits me over the head. It's just it's very light. Let me say that. You know,
It's refreshing. I mean,
it is refreshing and it's light and yeah.
So what would you give it for how many stars?
Out of 5.
Yes.
Well, I'll go. Can I go half stars?
Oh, yeah, you can go by tenth
You
of
can
a
go
point.
like 10th of a
2.5.
2.5, yeah.
All right. Yep. All right. Mike?
I'm doing 2.5 as well. Like I said, that sweetness is kind of different, you know, and there's really not a distinct flavor to it. It's just kind of there. And like I said, I don't know if it's the cornflakes or what it is, so to speak, but it's okay. I mean, on a hot day, I think it'd be all right.
It would be very good, I think.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I'm going to be right in there with you guys, but I'm actually going to say it's a little bit above average, only because I haven't been able to find anything that's bad with it. I mean, the aftertaste isn't bad. I mean, that cornflake flavor is okay. Like Ron said, we'll just pour it on cereal in the morning. And I think it'd still be doable. So I think I'm going to go with 2.6.
Okay.
See, so you guys are lowballing it, so I'm going to bump up my game here to keep this going now.
Well, remember, you can't paint yourself totally in a corner, though.
Right. I'm trying to give myself some wiggle room to be able to paint myself out.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good starter beer, though.
Yeah, it was good.
I have to admit.
Thanks, Ron.
Yes.
I bought that just for you.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right, so the next one that we're going to have is Universidad.
And just for everybody's list, you're going to be tested on your Spanish later on.
Yeah,
too.
well,
So
that's
that was a very bad.
how do you pronounce it?
Oh no, I'm not saying that. But we can critique you.
Okay. This is from Barntown Brewing, and it's a Mexican lager, 4.5% ABV. And what they say is crisp, bright, clean, and refreshing Mexican-style lager we brewed with our friends down the road, El Guapos Tequila and Tacos.
Nice. Well, it's got some good
And
artwork on it.
the artwork is pretty...
I'll give it a high mark for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite the... One of them there... I don't remember what they call it, but
That's some hippie crap.
Is it?
that's a technical term, too.
Mexican hippie crap.
And just for everybody, I mean, you can keep going, Mike, but Barntown Brewing is out of Des Moines, Iowa.
Yep.
So that's somewhat close. It's in the Midwest. So, I mean, that's a good thing.
And this is in a pint can, where the first one was a 12-ounce.
Yep, it looks very similar to that first one in color.
Yes. And
Very, very light.
in the head, too.
Very whitish head, but let's hope it's as good as the first one. I don't get much of an aroma.
That's not bad. Like I said,
It doesn't have the cornflake flavor like that.
right,
That
yeah.
first one did.
I'd say the aroma, there's not a whole lot of aroma to it, but it's decent.
I mean, it's just like a big box beer. I think. I mean, if you put that in a Miller Lite or a Bud Light or a Coors Light, I don't think you could really tell the difference. I mean, it's pretty light, isn't
It's
it?
very light.
It's light, but I think you could tell the difference between some of the big box ones. But
You think?
yeah, I think this one doesn't have quite that sweet middle that the other one did. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's more of a sweetness on that first one, where this one it kind of mellows that out.
This is. I mean, you can't really say anything bad about these first two at all.
No.
I mean, but like we always say, if you're looking for flavor, these first two are
Right.
they don't have much flavor. These are probably on a hot day, sitting out in the garage, sitting in the sun.
Down the line will make up for the flavor.
Yeah, these first two are definitely lagers. I mean, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want to go on your score, or did you have something?
Well, no, I was just going to say that it's very similar to that first one, and
Yes.
the only difference to me is just that little bit of sweetness isn't there. So
Very,
I'm gonna go at 2.4.
Oh, a little lower, huh?
Just a tick lower. I think the sweetness kind of helped the first one.
Yep.
And this, because I don't want to have a tie right out the gate, So I'm gonna
hold you to that. No ties
2.4.
in this.
I'll try.
All right, I'll go next. I think I like the first one with that little bit of sweetness a little bit more than this one. There's nothing really wrong with this, but I'm gonna put this right in the middle at 2.5. Ron, what do you think?
I agree with it also. It, it's refreshing, light, a little bit on the nondescript side, but,
Could you drink up a full can of these? I mean, on a hot day somewhere? I mean,
absolutely.
so these are not bad beers at all.
No, not at all.
So what do you think your score would be?
2.5 stars.
When you had a 2.5 on the first one, you got one that's a little bit better than the other?
I think they're worthy of a tie.
Okay. All right. That makes, because we're gonna test you at the end when we get done with all these. You're gonna have to differentiate between all of these. So that's why
I think you can forget about that right now.
He did not study for a test.
Okay, well that's why I'm trying to give him the answers up front.
Oh, there you go.
That's cheating.
It was a foot stomper.
Remember this. It's only cheating if you get caught.
All right, so
All right.
we're
look at
streaming along.
Look at the guy on that can. That's
some
like a
scary
chupacabra looking thing.
Scary stuff there.
This is
He's got is that a big sombrero on his head, or what is that?
no, that's like wings.
Oh, that's his wings. Well, that's like a big bug. You find those out at the farm.
It's like a big bug.
Is that a sombrero or those wings?
They're wings.
See how the different color there? Maybe he's got a sombrero on his wing.
It could be. I don't know, guys. I'm real confused.
Well, what's the name of the beer?
This is by Hop and Barrel. It's another Mexican lager, and it is Muchos Ojos. O-J-O-S.
Oh,
Ojos.
you might actually have your Spanish going there.
I got lucky-o on that one.
You're doing your slang.
So, let's see. What it says is Muchos Ojos, if that's how it's pronounced, is a crisp and refreshing dry-hopped Mexican lager. We always have our Ojos on warmer weather. This spring sipper is judiciously hopped with I don't know how to say that.
That's not Spanish.
Which conjures up notes of lime to complement a hint of salt. A truly unique American take on a Southern Hemisphere mix. And this is 5% ABV.
So I'm gleaning from what you said, there's going to be a few more hops in this.
I'm guessing that's going to... It doesnn't say what the hop...
Doesn't give us
What it
IBU.
is.
It doesn't
Well,
give...
it says hopped with Metuesca. No.
See, he can't say it any better than I did.
Metuesca.
Some kind of hops.
Something like that. Anyway, yeah.
Ah.
I've never heard of that.
But it'll be interesting because on last week's episode, remember that sea salt one?
Yeah.
That
didn't taste like lime or sea salt.
This one has lime and salt in it.
Yeah. So
but not sea salt and lime.
And remember, I don't think it's a big deal, but remember, artisan sea salt is what they said on that last one.
Right.
Artisan sea salt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bad.
It didn't taste like
you could go over to the tap and run water, and the water had more flavor than that beer.
And this is in a 12-ounce can again.
And this is Hop and Barrel. These guys are out of Hudson, right? This is the Hudson.
I believe so. Yeah.
Hop and Barrel.
Oh, this one you can smell the hops.
There's hops in this.
The aroma is stronger than the hops.
Yeah, it's not. The taste is not overly hoppy.
I'm not sure if I'm getting much lime.
No,
the hops kind of overtake a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I think like the finish has got some salt, a little hint of salt, not much, like faint. There's not a lot of flavor.
If it is, it's no. Because I was thinking, because it's supposed to taste kind of like lime, it said.
Right.
But I don't get that.
No.
I get a hop flavor, but not like lime, you know?
Nope.
I mean, it's definitely a
Interesting.
different take because, I mean, they're calling it a Mexican lager.
It definitely tastes different than the first two.
Yes, the hopping, the dry hopping
Yep.
has added a different flavor to it.
Yep.
I mean, I think we had some IPAs that didn't have this much.
No,
hoppiness.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
So, I mean, I guess kudos for them for putting some hops in there, but
It's actually, the late finish is a little bitter,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yep.
You know?
yep. So,
Interesting.
Mike, are you first on this one?
Sure.
All right.
Like I said, it definitely has more flavor than the first two.
Yes.
The hops, I think, do overpower any salt or lime that could have been in it.
yeah, it's
So
a tough one.
I'm going to go with 2.6
Whoa.
because I do think I like the flavor, but I do think it could have been better if they had more, if they had a lime flavor to it. I think it would have been better.
So you're
But-
rating this one ahead of the other two.
Yes, because this one I feel has a little bit better, a little more flavor, and I think a little better flavor. But they're very close. So yeah, I'll go with 2.6.
Ron, you want to go next?
I'm going a 2.
Okay. And why?
The effect I'm getting from the hops is
Kind of overpowering everything else.
it's just with that bite on the end is kind of it's kind of upsetting me a little bit.
Yeah, it's.
It's making me angry, and I don't like being angry.
See, I'm not angry now, Mike. See,
No, because we have the professional angry taster with. So
well, and for my score, I mean, when you look at the label on the cans,
Yep.
for the first three, it says Mexican lager.
yes,
It doesn't say Mexican IPA.
that is a good point.
So for me, I have to knock it down because when I buy the can, I'm not looking at my phone to see what all the stuff's in. I'm looking at the can, and it tells me it's going to be a lager. I'm not expecting a lot of the hop. So I'm right in there with Ron. I'm going to have to go a 2.0. Not that it tastes super bad. I mean, I'm not a big hop guy, but when you're telling me it's a Mexican lager, I'm kind of expecting what the first two are going to be like. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense.
That's a good point because I never even looked at the can to see that it said Mexican lager.
Okay.
Or I mean, I did, but you know what I mean? I didn't take that into account. So yeah, I mean, I should have probably went lower because it definitely doesn't taste like lager.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's not, and it's not horrendous. It's not.
No, but if they just, like you just said, if they'd have had Mexican IPA,
Yes.
okay,
Then
problem.
I'd probably even give it a higher score.
Right.
But the artwork is good. I gave it a 1/10 of a point for the artwork.
Right. Yeah. See?
So I was trying to be judicious with that. So, I mean, I think we're getting a pretty good representation so far. I mean, I did not expect to have a hop taste in one of these Mexican beers. So that's good.
Yep.
Yes.
So-
I agree with you on that.
So I'll have to look
So
up.
this next one, yeah, you'll have to.
Yep, I brought it up here. So this is some education for everybody because I did not know some of this stuff.
Right.
It says Dos Perros.
Yes, this is by Yazoo Brewing, and it's Dos Perros.
Okay. Many Mexican beer styles today are descendants of old Austrian styles from when Austria ruled Mexico in the late 19th century. I did not think they did. I didn't know that, but I guess that's
Yep, that's where a lot
giving
of
the
your,
history lesson out.
that's where a lot of your early brewers came from.
Our Dos Perros is made with German Munich malt, English pale malt, and chocolate malt, and hopped with pearl and Saz hops. To lighten the body, as many Mexican brewers do, we add a small portion of flaked maize. That's corn for everybody.
Okay.
Trying to help you out.
Thank you.
See, I got my Spanish good there.
They like corn.
Yes. The result is a wonderfully bready malt aroma balanced with some maize, that's corn,
Yep, I remember.
sweetness, and a noble hop finish. 5.4% ABV and 11 IBUs.
So it's got hops in it, but not very many.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. And this is out of Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm going to see if I can find anything on Yazoo. Yep, Nashville original.
Tennessee.
Release the Kraken.
Looks like they opened their doors in October of 2003 in the historic Marathon Motorworks building. And looks like their first
This one could have some potential.
distribution of kegs was Pale Ale. Oh, Pale Ale, Dos Perros, Spring Wheat, and Onward Stout.
That's the first ones that they...
Yeah, that's what they first started putting out there.
Nice.
So that's good. I even gave you a little history lesson,
See?
Mike. See, I'm trying to, not only did I
You're
get my
trying
Spanish,
to educate as well as entertain.
dual cool.
Dual cool. Wow.
See, that's a Marine Corps term. I don't know if you caught that.
Nope, I didn't know that.
Come on, Ron.
Wow.
I like the color.
Yeah.
Did we tell him it's brownish?
And it's
It's
brownish.
definitely a lot darker than the first three.
Did we say what kind of beer did we?
It just said
Was it a brown?
a brown ale.
Brown ale. Okay. So the first ones were lagers. This is brown ale.
It's not bad. It's kind of like a lot of the brown ales where there's not a huge amount of flavor, but
No, it's not offending though.
no.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's not like those first three.
No, it's different than the first three. That's
Yes.
for sure.
What? I'm just trying to.
It tastes like almost every brown ale. That's,
Yeah, not a big fan of this one. I don't know. This is.
Yeah. It's like we've discussed before, brown ales, red ales, they really don't have a lot of flavor unless you're adding some kind of, they have like, they have like, a lot of times they'll have like, they'll have like hazelnut or something like that in the brown ale that gives it flavor, where your normal brown ales are just they're kind of there,
Kind of flat.
Yeah.
And this is kind of flat.
Say a little bit of a sweeter taste than a lager, but it's just, there's nothing else to go with it.
I think a sink could be calling this one. This is not that good. Oof. Gosh.
Just wait till we get to the Mexican sour. Then you'll hear what.
All right, there, big talker.
I went first on the last one.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Gosh, this is definitely not. This is probably number 4 of 4 of what we had so far. And the Mucho Ojos, I had a 2.0. This is going to have to be a 1.9 for me. I'm not a fan of this. It's not horrible. It's just not very good though. I don't know.
Right, Ron.
No, it's very nondescript to me. Doesn't talk to me. Maybe it'll let me know later. I don't know.
I was like,
to see it.
It's talking.
But I gotta give it a low mark. It doesn't say anything to me. So I'll give it like a 1.7.
All right.
Okay.
No wrong answer for this part of the test.
No. I'm going to go at 2.1. I think it's just like a average everyday brown ale. You know what I mean? I don't taste
Wow, that's
any.
surprising. I thought you liked this one, so I was expecting
No, I
close to a 4 on this one.
No. There's just it doesn't have a lot to it.
No,
it's decent, but it's not. It's just there. So that's my thing with most of the brown ales is just there's not a whole lot of flavor to them, and this one kind of falls right in that line.
And again, I always fall back. God bless the brewmaster, but when the brewmaster tastes this and goes, that's the flavor I'm looking for. How do you, I'm missing what he was tasting in this to want to brew this and batch more. I'm like, put something else and add a little bit to it. It's just not very good.
Yeah. I don't know. So, maybe they have a little different thought process or palate in Nashville. I don't know. But to me, it was just a normal brown ale.
It's the country music. It's affected their minds.
Permeates right through.
It must be.
Yeah.
All right, so now you have to pronounce this one correctly.
I can't. You need to, because I don't know. There's a lot of extra letters, and I don't know how that.
It starts with a Z.
No, it starts with an X.
But I think that sound is...
Oh, Xocoveza.
There you go. I think that's close.
I don't know.
What's it? Is a cerveza is a beer, right?
Yeah. So Xocoveza. I don't know. This is by Stone Brewing, by the way.
Okay.
This is an Imperial Stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate.
Ooh. All right.
8.1% stout brewed with chocolate, coffee, vanilla, peppers. Oh, wait a minute. What is that?
Pasilla.
Okay.
Pasilla.
Some kind of peppers, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
It looks like there's some coriander in there, too.
Huh? I didn't see coriander.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hope there's not coriander in there.
I was just making sure Ron is awake.
He was paying attention.
Other than the coriander, the menu is very appealing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's only 50 IBUs, it says. When first introduced as a limited special collab with the Cerveceria, Insurgente. I'm not sure what
The next one is San Diego. I can help you on that one.
So their recipe won for the annual homebrew competition. It was an instant hit. Fans began clamoring for its return. So you already gave the ingredients. So it looks like this is something they released in the holidays.
Okay.
But I actually just bought this week, so I don't know if I didn't see it there previously.
Well,
so
Valentine's Day is coming up,
Yeah, that is holiday.
oh, okay.
So
Well, it's a holiday when you guys are here.
of course.
Well, I think we need to try it because it sounds good from what you read.
Yeah.
So let's see if
Let's
it holds up to it.
And Stone has always had some pretty good flavor. So I'm hopeful that this has got a good flavor plus it's an 8.1% or 2. So this is going to be up there a little bit more. I don't smell.
Yeah, the aroma's not
very, very nondescript aroma.
this one might need to be a little warmer.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, you might have a point there.
So I'm just thinking it might be a little bit.
because I'm not getting hardly any of the flavors.
Right.
It's like so smooth. It's like not even,
Well, there's a lot of flavors going on in there, though.
you can taste some of it. I don't get the,
Yeah, but like you say, Mike, it might need to be a little.
We
more.
probably should have took them out. Took this out a little earlier to warm up.
I mean, I don't even taste the peppers.
Well, I get a little bit of that.
Do you get a little hint?
But a little warmer may bring that out.
Because it's to me the surprising part is the cinnamon and the nutmeg and such isn't really
So
not
I-
tasting much of it.
So my second sip actually had a lot more flavor. So I don't know if that is part of the. So you guys keep talking, I'll keep warming mine up.
So
yeah, we already talked that it was founded in 1996 in San Marcos, California. So that's just up the road from San Diego.
okay. Mission was to create amazing, flavorful beers and provide an alternative choice for those who were unsatisfied with the industrialized beers dominating the market at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, this is not for a Imperial Stout. I guess that's the other hard part for this. Imperial Stouts are a little bit stronger.
Right.
This doesn't seem like it's
8.1 for an Imperial Stout is a little on the low side.
right. And even the
Typically.
flavor isn't like heavy stout
Right.
flavor
Well, there's so much
stuff.
going on in there that to compare it with a regular Imperial Stout is not really fair, I don't think. Because
Right.
this is so different.
This might be one of those we'll have to find another can of it. And
I get a whole 6
Yeah.
pack.
oh, do you?
Yeah, I had to buy a 6-pack for this one.
We
But
may
but
want to
it-
try it later.
it,
When it's a little warmer to.
Sure.
It is
see.
interesting, though.
Because like I said, I'm with you. I'm not getting a whole lot of
But now-
all those flavors.
Now my tongue is starting to
Get
feel
a
a little
little-
bit different.
A little peppery.
Little peppery. I don't know if it's the pasilla peppers,
Yeah, I don't know what those are. If they're supposed to be.
but I don't taste like the cinnamon or the nutmeg or the vanilla. I don't
I
taste
don't,
that. But I mean, it's not a sharp taste in any way.
Right.
It's still smooth, higher ABV. You want to go first on this one, Mike?
Yeah. I wish it was a little warmer to where those flavors came out more. Because, I mean, it's decent, but it's just kind of not a whole lot right now going on. I guess because of that, I'm going to go a 2.3 just to, like I said, I think it will be better, but right now we can't tell. I think it's,
So you're putting this one below the hop Mexican lager.
yeah.
Wow.
Just because I'm not getting those flavors. If those flavors, now as I'm sitting here trying to warm it up, if it all of a sudden comes around, then I'll change my score. But
Nope, I've already written this down in ink.
it's in ink. All
Yeah,
right, well,
I
then
can't change.
Then she's etched in stone. So
So I'll go next. I like this one. I mean, I can definitely taste the flavor. I mean, but I do understand your point of it getting a little bit warmer. I still think it's a pretty good for an Imperial Stout. I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna have to go with 2.8. I think it's pretty good. Ron, what do you think?
Well, as far as Imperial Stout goes, I'm just all the other Imperial Stouts I've ever drank are quite different, and I don't know if it's fair to put this in the same category. You know what I mean? Because it's so different. So I don't know what to say. But I do agree with Mike that if it was warmed up a bit, you might get the true
Flavor
flavors of
coming out.
what the brewer wanted you to taste. So I don't know. I think I might go a 3. I kind of liked it, and
Yeah, we're gonna just kick
I
Mike's.
mean it was.
you dropped the
kick Mike's
low, and
yeah, we're gonna kick Mike's score out of the way since
so it averaged a 2.9. All right.
It was definitely different than those other beers we tried, but
Well, like I said, my only complaint was just that those flavors that were very intriguing to me. Just they didn't come through, and I'm sure it's because it was colder than what we probably should have served it at. So
I agree with that.
All right, so now,
all right,
so did we tell everybody that we're kind of shifting gears a little bit now?
so how is it? We're going to bottles.
We're going into a death spiral.
Well, we're gonna bump up the ABV
So this is, we might have to invite some other people in here for
just
helping us
a
drink
little
these.
bit. So the highest one we had so far was 8.1. The next one we're having is 12.6.
12.6.
And I brought this one back with me when Susie and I went to Atlanta, Georgia. Hotlanta.
The ATL.
Yes. Oh, look at the artwork. I didn't see those guys. Look at there.
It's not color, though.
That's some spooky stuff.
Yeah.
What are they cooking?
Could
Beer?
be this beer.
All right.
So this is by New Realm Brewing, and this is their Wooded Reserve. And it's in their Barrel Age series.
Yep.
And this is an Imperial Mexican Chocolate Stout.
You missed that one word there. It starts with an O.
I haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't want you to miss that one.
I don't know how you pronounce this either. Oaxaca.
Osaka?
Osaka Chaka. Choca. Osaka Chaka. And it's aged in bourbon barrels.
Oh, and just not to interrupt, these were aged in 12 months in first use Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels.
Ooh.
Just to clarify, because Buffalo Trace, I mean, I'll take a little survey here in the crowd. Anybody like Buffalo Trace out there? See, it's a pretty good.
I don't hear anybody.
It's a pretty good bourbon.
Yeah.
So this now, Mike.
Yes, sir.
The bar has been set very high with what we just talked about.
Yeah.
And you brought it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of on the line right here now.
I'm used to it. Let's see. Their description is, this beer is about depth and nuance. Creamy and full-bodied, you'll discover aromas of cocoa.
Cacao.
Not cacao, but the cocoa. And dried fruit dancing with oaky bourbon notes provided by the first-use Buffalo Trace barrels. An almost sherry-like complexity shines.
Is sherry a girl or a wine?
That would be, I'm guessing, on the wine side.
Okay. I just want to make sure I understand.
But who knows? I don't know.
All right.
We had Heather that time. I don't know.
We still don't know what she tastes like.
No, she didn't taste very good, if I remember right. Let's see. Shines through and mingles with the chilly heat. Aged 12 months in first use Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels.
So we are talking a little bit of chili here, too?
Yep.
It looks like there might be a little bit in there.
Well, let's see what it says.
Hopefully this has got I had very high hopes for this one. So do we have any from the crowd want to take a little sample of this?
Bring these hundreds of people over here. Do we have enough to give them a try?
Oh, yeah.
They're just clamoring to get up here.
Oh, yeah.
We have more glasses.
We got another glass.
We
here.
got glasses upon glasses. Let's not be shy.
This
it was interesting. The crowd didn't want to partake until they heard the Buffalo Trace.
Oh,
this smells really good.
Really good.
So I give it a 10 just for the aroma.
On the 5-star scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks
That's a good smell.
Oh, that smells good. You can smell that pepper in it,
But the
chocolate is there. Oh,
wow.
you get like that cinnamon type flavor.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's Mike, congratulations. That's a good beer. You brought that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good beer.
I mean, and there's no burn.
There's not a burn
from the bourbon.
No.
I mean, and the bourbon is faint. It's not overpowering, it's
usually when we have
perfect balance.
Usually when we have like stuff like this, either the bourbon is way strong where that's all you taste. But boy, this, like you said, this is almost the perfect level of the bourbon taste and then where you get the rest of it.
Right. The chocolate, the peppers, the bourbon, all mix really good together.
The brewer did a really good job on this.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect.
Wow. Too bad this is like 12.6. I think I could actually do a whole lot of this one.
Yeah.
This is really, really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very tasty.
This might be in some of our upper echelon of scoring, I'm thinking.
Well, do you want to give your thoughts first?
You want me to start?
Sure.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go 4.5. I really like this. I mean, the flavors are really good. The balance all the way across, there's not a burn. I can taste everything they tell me it's going to be in here is here. Still don't know if I found sherry or what she tastes like.
Well,
but I'm not going to even knock down for that. I like the artwork. I like the taste. I think it's good beer. Really good beer.
Ron, what do you think?
I think it's excellent. Like I said, the brewer did a great job, and it looks good, it smells good, and it tastes good.
The trifecta.
So I'm giving it a 100.
Perfect.
I'll go the full 5.
Wow.
I think it deserves it. I think it's really good.
So one of the best beers you've ever tried.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is.
I think that's a first for our show, isn't it, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's
ever
even
done
guest
that.
people have never rated a beer a 5.0.
And I've drank a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's...
I'm with you guys on this. I think this is really good. I think it's the perfect balance between the bourbon and all the other flavors.
Yep.
I'm going to go 4.5 as well, Jim.
Are you able to fly? Can you fly back to Atlanta next weekend?
Get some more. Well, yeah. I'll see if I can do that.
Hop on your private plane, like you
Yeah.
park at the house.
Sure. Yeah, I was impressed. I mean,
Wow.
it's really
Well, you know
that's
what's weird
good.
too?
This is a treat.
Yeah.
A real
This
treat.
is warm.
Well, but remember the cans we had in the fridge,
Oh,
and
a little
the
cooler.
bottles I had it, in my little cooler, but there was no ice in it or anything, so
But I think it warmed
Well, even
it warmed
at
it
that
up
rate,
enough. This is still cool, but it's warm enough to where
the flavor.
the flavors really, and like I said, I think that's really good. I think they stand out, and you can taste all that stuff, and that's really good.
And even like the finish and the aftertaste, they're it's super
Very smooth. I never would have guessed it was 12.6%. It doesn't taste like that strong at all, my opinion.
It's
you know,
just really good.
really good.
Yep.
That's going to be hard to top, I think.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Wow. All right, Mike.
great.
What do you see is on tap next?
Well, I got to finish savoring this one.
Oh,
Well, the next one
Boy.
is from Industry Brewing,
industry.
which I had brought. Remember, they were the box of chocolates.
Oh, yes.
But this is from every year they do a Russian Imperial Stout.
Okay.
They have like the base, and then they do a number of different
Barrel aged ones.
a number of different versions of it.
Okay. Yep.
And this is their Mexican coffee version. This is the 2022 barrel-aged Russian Imperial Stout, aged in bourbon barrels from Four Roses Distillery and J.K. Williams Distillery.
Those are two good bourbons, right?
So I've heard of Four Roses, but I haven't heard of J.K. Williams.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But I tried to look up too. Industry is not very good about putting a lot of
Right.
stuff out there on their website about the beer and what inspired it and nothing like that. So I couldn't actually find anything.
Sure.
Which, we want to talk the
brewery up
brewery
as well.
up a little bit, the beer a little bit, but it looks like they only use a marker too. They use the same label.
They got the same label on this. Because
Circle
like
what-
this year they had a regular, which is the normal.
Okay.
Then they had a peanut butter and jelly, a fudge brownie, the Mexican coffee, and an Eagle Rare.
Ooh.
And
That's Eagle Rare bourbon, right?
right. And I believe, if I remember right when I was there, that was the only one that they were sold out of. So I never even got to try
That
it.
was probably their
So-
best one. They probably sold out of that right
Yeah.
away. All right, let's see if this one's dark. Do we have any bets?
Yep.
Ooh,
And if I remember right, this is, what is it?
13%.
This is 13%.
This might be interesting.
Yeah, this one's got the aromas.
It's kind of nondescript, the aroma.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of got a sour taste to it.
It,
Like the chilies. There's some.
it sets you back from the last time you had, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's definitely, and maybe it's suffering from following the last one, but it definitely has like almost like a sour.
I agree with you on the
Taste to
sour
it.
part, and I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know,
It's,
Yeah,
kind
it's
of,
kind of confusing.
it's not as good. No, definitely not.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to, because again, we don't know, it just says Mexican coffee stout.
Right.
So I wish we had more info on
Yeah, so I don't, right. You don't know what.
You don't know what
is
flavor
all
should be in there. What should be coming out to us.
I don't really taste coffee at all. The predominant thing is that kind of bitter, sour thing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't.
What a bummer.
Yeah, this one,
I show up with this, and then the next one is that.
you hit a grand slam and then you strike out.
And then I strike out the next time up.
And I mean, the other hard part too is remember we had that box of chocolates. They were okay. I mean, they
Right.
weren't.
Yeah, right. And
That's the struggling with.
yeah, yep.
It's
So I don't know. It's just, I'm not sure what it is.
so. Ron, you want to go? You went a 5.0 last time. Is this going to be up in that same realm?
Oh, no.
Ooh, I got some chunks in the bottom of mine, too.
I'm just not getting any coffee at all.
No.
And like you say, it's got a bit of a sour aftertaste to it. And I'm not getting any, usual barrel-aged type of flavor.
Well, and considering it's aged in two different barrels.
Right.
I'm not getting any of that. It's just not giving me the build-up. So
It's not following through on what they told us.
no, it's a big letdown.
Big disappointment. Yeah.
Yes.
So what are you thinking?
2.
Ooh. So you're going below average on this one. Mm-hmm. All right, Mike. What are you?
Compared to that last one, this is just not
It's
good.
just not fair.
It's not.
But even so, even compared to the last one,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
forget about that one. And
I don't taste either of the barrels.
no,
I don't taste a coffee note at all. All I get is that kind of a sour whatever. I'm gonna do a 2.2. It just everything I thought it was gonna be didn't. It kind of fell flat. So yeah, it needs some work.
So I'm going to step outside from what you guys just. So my train of thought is it's a 13%er, which those are hard to do. 13% are not easy to make in any stretch.
Right.
So for me, my minimum then is a 3.0.
Sure.
Are the flavors like where they should be? I don't think they are. So I'm trying to come up with my. It should be, I should be saying 3.0, but I'm going to say 2.9.
Well, Jim, one thing you're right. 13%. It didn't taste like 13% at all.
Right.
So they had that part, but
the flavors were not there. So that just because and only because it's a 13%er. I like the 2 bourbon barrels that it was aged in, but whatever happened between taking it out of the container and putting it in the bottle, something happened. And I don't know.
It had to have. Yeah, because it's just
big disappointment. I mean, I was really looking forward.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these 3 bottles that we've got here are, in my opinion, should be like up there. All of them should be in the 4s.
Right.
They should be, this should be the cream of the crop.
Yep.
Bourbon barrel, well aged. But unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
So I don't know. I'm trying to, that's what we struggle with, trying to make sure that we got.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just industry is a smaller brewery, and like I said, when I did have this on tap in 2022, and it didn't taste like that.
It wasn't.
It didn't have that sour taste to it. So
So do you think that the age?
I don't know. I don't know, because typically your barrel-aged beers last longer and they get better with age. So I don't know what the deal was, but...
well, if you had it in a tap...
Right. I had it on tap.
That tells me that it was probably fairly fresh.
Yep.
So it...
so is it...
Things can happen.
Sat longer
as they sit on the shelf and whatnot,
Yep.
I think something bad happened.
Something bad. Something very, very bad.
Something very bad happened.
Let's not destroy them. Let's just say something bad happened in the night.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
You ready for the next one, Jim? You're looking on your phone. Are you ready? Jim is distracted.
He's looking at porno.
Jim.
Come on.
We told you not.
Stay on track, buddy.
Not during the podcast.
Stay on track. Oh, here we go.
Are you guys in the mood? Come on.
Okay,
hang on.
Wait.
The mariachi band
you guys
showed
are
up.
supposed to be dancing.
I thought that's what the studio audience was here was there dancing.
Oh, they're dancing on the bar now.
Oh, nice.
Wait, get down, guys. Whoa.
Careful.
Where are the senoritas?
There, we're getting a little bit low there.
There, yeah. Thanks for bringing us back up.
I want to pep this up a little bit.
Get us back into the moment.
I have
the home stretch.
Yes.
I have some faith in 608.
So we're down to the last 2, right?
We got our last 2.
Okay,
All right.
So the first one is Mexican chocolate cake from 608 Brewing in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Which state is that from?
Wisconsin.
Oh, all right. Just making sure.
That's way up there by Canada.
Yeah, by Canada.
The Canadians.
It is 13.3% ABV and 40 IBUs. And let's see, it says... Is it the same? Well, on the bottle here, it says Bourbon Barrel Mexican Chocolate Cake, 12% Basil Hayden Toasted Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. Okay, with cacao nibs, Papua New Guinea vanilla beans, ancho chili, cinnamon, and macadamia nut.
Whoa. You missed the Ceylon cinnamon.
Oh, no, on here it just says cinnamon on the bottle.
How about the dried ancho chilies?
It has ancho chilies. It didn't say it was dried.
You sure that didn't say anchovies?
It could be. Aged for 14 months.
Well, I didn't see that. That's
on the bottle.
That's a good thing.
Aged for 14 months in the Basil Hayden.
All right.
Basil Hayden is
Yeah, that's a good.
Well, it's good stuff.
So it says rye barrel. Is it rye or is it
Rye?
Bourbon. This on the bottle it says bourbon.
I don't know. I'm not a. Do we have anybody in the audience that might know the difference between bourbon
Rye
and rye?
Rye whiskey, right?
Rye whiskey.
Rye
or
typically
bourbon?
was going to have more of a peppery flavor to it.
Yeah.
Rye whiskey is.
Yes.
What?
If you've never watched Moonshiners, come on.
Are you serious? Pepper?
Right.
Pepper in my whiskey? I think you pulled my leg, Mike. Are you serious?
I'm not pulling your leg.
That
smells
smells like
decent.
chocolate. That smells like chocolate cake.
Definitely chocolate.
Yeah, that's got a big smell. That's.
I get a little heat from the chilies.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, not terrible, but you get that little bit.
So what's grabbing me right now is the sweetness.
Oh, yeah.
The sweetness is really lingering.
Yep.
You know, the aftertaste. It's very pronounced. It stays in there.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. You know how we always talk about Avery.
Yep.
Where they sweeten it because of the high ABV. I don't know.
Right.
You know, this is not bad. I mean,
No.
it's not Wooded Reserve good.
No.
It's
No.
not- It's not,
That set the bar
yeah, pretty high.
pretty high. We got one more that could challenge it, but that was very good.
Yeah, that was very, very pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
It's sweet. I mean, but I'm trying to think. It says chocolate cake.
Yeah. Well, you know, and again, when I see like the, you know, Mexican chocolate cake, Mexican coffee, Mexican whatever like that in these American beers,
Yep.
I always expect there's going to be pepper, some kind of pepper spice to it, cinnamon, things like that. And this, it has it, you know.
Got that chili
Yep.
bite.
Yep.
Yep. The dried ancho.
Ancho chili.
Anchovies.
Is this almost like that ghost pepper one that I had to help you drink that whole bottle?
That's pretty much the opposite way that I remember it, Jim.
What do you mean?
So we'll let the studio audience. I probably haven't told this story. A number of years ago.
Wait, you better tell him to grab a chair because this can be a long.
Oh no, it's not that long. A number of years ago, I bought a bottle of Space Ghost from Central Waters, and it was an Imperial Stout brewed with ghost peppers. Okay, and I'm like, well, I got to try it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I did.
So. And it came in a big bottle, like a big bomber bottle,
Like one of
kind of
those,
like this.
Yep.
You know, it's a big one. So I poured Jim and I each a taster glass of it because neither of us had ever had it before. And
I slammed mine and I asked for more.
no, that's not exactly how I remember it.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure how it went down was you took a little sip and went, "Oh, my tummy hurts," and he went and laid down. And I'm like, okay. So I tasted it, and I mean, it had some heat to it, but it wasn't terrible. But it had some heat. And the rest of it, I'm like, Jim, you're gonna have some? Oh no, I can't. You can have the rest. You can have the rest. I can't have no more. And I was like, okay.
So then I ended up finishing half of it for him.
No, that you never even tasted anymore.
Huh?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I think you're manipulating the story.
Was that when you had to give him the stomach pump?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, his bunghole wasn't hurting the next day.
He's talking about you. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. But that's not the hottest chili beer I've ever had. The hottest pepper beer I've ever had was a jalapeno ale. We had it up at the camper, and it was stupid hot.
So
Yeah,
would those classify?
like-
Would those be part of this category if we had them?
No, because they weren't like, you know, Mexican chocolate, Mexican whatever. No.
But I mean, they're
If we did
usually
like
it's
a pepper.
a pepper or chili kind of
Right.
falls in line with a Mexican beer, right?
Kind of,
I'd go along
yeah.
with that.
See,
I guess you could put it in there, but you know, technically that'd be kind of a reach, my opinion. But
all right. Well, you're the boss. You're in charge.
But yeah, that jalapeno ale was the hottest pepper beer I've ever had. And it was just crazy, stupid hot. I couldn't believe it for a jalapeno.
All right, Ron, you almost finished your taster glass there. What are you thinking on a score?
Well, I like it, and I'm kind of partial to 608 Brewing anyway. I've had quite a few of their beers, and I think they do a pretty good job.
Okay.
And I thought on this one, I think they did a pretty good job again. You know,
All right.
so you know, I'm going to give it a 3.
All right, Mike.
I think it's good. You know, like when you brought up Avery, I don't think it's that sweet.
No.
You know, I get the little bit of that burn from the chilies. I think it's decent. I go like a 3.7. I do like it.
Yeah, the only thing now is like the more that I'm tasting, the aftertaste is the chili. I think is like definitely the lingering.
But wait a minute. You were just bragging how you drank that whole ghost pepper beer and didn't even phase you. And now
Right.
these ancho chilies are kicking your tail.
No, I'm still drinking it. I'm just trying to verbalize it for the listeners.
Okay.
But so that's the hard part is the burn I'm feeling down my throat from the ancho chilies, or is it from the bourbon? And I'm thinking it's probably more the chilies.
I think it's more the chilies.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, in just my opinion, I don't think you need to have that kind of a burn in your beer. I mean, because now you drink a beer to try to wash the chilies, and you actually just add more fire to your throat. So it's like you're not helping yourself by drinking more. So that's where I'm struggling with it. I think it is a good beer. I think if they would have just toned down the chilies a little bit, I'm gonna go with 3.0 though. I think it's right on the cusp.
Okay.
Right on the cusp of being a good beer. And I mean, 608's fairly new. I mean, I think it's all a group of guys brewing a beer. So, I mean, I think a couple more iterations of it, I think they'll have it dialed in pretty good. Yeah. Just my opinion. I don't know.
They do a good job.
They have definitely improved.
Yes.
In the time they've been around.
Yes.
Yep.
And, like when you're eating stuff, you probably don't use much hot sauce or anything like that, do you, Jim?
A little bit, not a lot.
Okay.
Nothing like...
See, like I bring that up because I think, definitely people that probably like a little spicier stuff would like this more because of that ancho chili kind of burn, Yep. If you don't you're not into spicy stuff, I don't think,
No, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch.
13.3 drinks very smooth, and yeah, like I said, I think they did a good job, and they've come a long way from the first barrel-aged beers we ever got there to now, because the first ones weren't very good. These are, every year they've been getting better and better, so... Yeah, I think they did a good job on it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we are down to our last one.
And Jim's back on his phone looking up porn.
Let's see if...
Oh, he's slowing it down a bit.
Oh, slowing it down because this is a pretty good beer here at the end. Come on, in the background. You guys can sing it if you know it. Jump on in if you know this one. Just go ahead and sing it.
You know the words.
If you know the words,
shout them out. Don't be shy.
Because we got to at least have a little bit of a build up here. Because I mean, this last one should be pretty good.
I do enjoy this brewery's kind of their slogan.
All right, here we go. Let me.
This brewery, it's Destihl Brewing from Normal, Illinois, and kind of their slogan is support flavor, boycott bland.
That's a pretty good one. It's not as good as our tagline.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. This is out of their Dosvidanya series,
which is very, very good.
Yes, and that is their Russian Imperial Stout, but this version is their Mexican chocolate. And this is bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout with cacao nibs, cinnamon, and chilies. This bad boy weighs in at 15% ABV, has 84 IBUs, which is funny because you don't even taste the hops in it.
So what you're saying is that if you don't step up to the table, you should get your big boy pants on for this.
Correct. Yeah. Don't show up with, just your whatever. You got to have your big boy pants on.
So did you see the good write up there? Can you read that one too?
I can read the first two words and I don't know how to pronounce the next one.
Do we get anybody that knows Russian in the background? We got some Russian speakers?
Like a like a nesting doll. I'll skip it.
Can you spell it?
MATRYOSHKA, or nesting doll.
So the nesting dolls, everybody knows, right?
So they're
like they go inside each other.
Little, because as you see on their label, it's the little nesting doll girl,
which is cool.
Yeah. And so like that, the secret of Dosvidanya lies deep within her dark, mysterious, and elaborate wooden layers. Ooh. We said Dosvidanya, or farewell, to the hidden soul of this oak bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout for several months before now revealing its rich, robust, and roasty maltiness.
Yep.
This Imperial Stout brings notes of bourbon, cacao, cinnamon, and chilies together with a dry finish.
So, Mike, I know that we did an on location at Destihl.
Yes.
This was not...
This was like the year before.
Gotcha. Okay, because we had the 4...
Yes, we had the 4 glasses.
Untappd.
Yep.
Very, very good.
Yep, very much so. And we do have, when I was looking for this can, this is in a can, 16-ounce can. When I was looking for this, I realized I've got a whole bunch of Dosvidanya. And they're from the 2022, 2023
year group.
Yeah, because they come out in December. So this would have been like 2022 December, 2023 December. And Jim apparently is getting very thirsty.
I'm getting dry. I can barely talk.
Okay.
My tongue is drying out.
I can tell when Jim is saying, I need a drink.
That's a dark one.
That's, yeah.
Look at the top of the can. It's completely black.
Yep, the can is completely black.
This is like, I'm hoping that it's like some of the other Dosvidanyas we've had.
Oh, yeah.
This is really...
It smells good.
And like we said, this is comes in at a minuscule 15%.
Yes.
Just think that's only like 47 Miller Lights
Yeah.
is all.
Per ounce.
Per ounce, yeah.
It's not...
It
the
does
aroma's
have a
not...
bite, like, the high alcohol bite. But there is some flavor there, too. I mean...
This one could have been a little bit warmer.
Yeah, this one's not bad.
Definitely,
I mean...
definitely a bit warmer.
Because like I said, we had the cans in the fridge.
Yeah, I'm trying to... I mean, there is a faint on the finish of the chilies.
Yes.
It's not overpowering like the...
What I should have done is just kept that out with the bottles.
But it's I mean, for 16% or 15%, I don't taste any of the bourbon. I mean, the bourbon burn,
Right.
there's not even the chili burn is not there like the other one.
Oh, that's a high alcohol rate.
Yeah.
It's 15%.
Yeah, this...
So it's going to cover some of that up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it does.
Yeah, this is... I don't know. This may not be their best one.
Right.
I think we've had some really, really
Oh, yeah.
good ones. I don't know this...
And like I said, the
But
fact that...
I think it's up to... I mean, I think we've talked a few times about this. Their barrel aging program is up there in one of the elite category.
Yeah. I think basically we've always said, was there 4?
3 or 4, right?
Well, because not in any particular order, but you have Goose Island.
Yep.
You've got
Which is Bourbon County.
Bourbon County.
Yep.
You got Central Waters.
Yep.
You got Destihl. And we've talked about
The Dragon's Milk. New Holland.
New Holland. Yes. Dragon's Milk. That's kind of the top 4 for our area.
That we've been able to drink.
Yes.
In a large sampling.
Yes. And 608 is getting better. And then the what was the one from when we were in the Dells? Remember that brewery there that they had the barrel aged and they had IPAs. That was the 2 beers they had.
Where's Toby?
Yeah, he's not here. So
G5.
G5, yes.
G5 out of Beloit.
There you go. Yep.
They've
got potential.
Because Toby did the handstand. Remember, he's doing...
No, he said he was going to do a handstand.
That's right. They wouldn't let him.
They wouldn't let him, yeah.
While he was drinking out of the tap.
Out of the tapper, yeah. He wanted to do a cake stand.
So, Ron, just remember that when you come... That we might have you do that next time.
You're going to turn me upside down, put me under a keg.
No. We don't have to do the handstand on the keg, and then we'll pump it. And
No, we don't have a keg, though. We'll just dump a bottle in your mouth.
Oh, I've done that before. I want to do something different.
That's why we bring new guests on here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
the initiation thing.
No, it's like... Is
hazing.
It like David Letterman, the stupid human tricks?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can't call it hazing anymore after all the people got in trouble for haze. So it's initiation, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, this is... So... Should we go around the horn?
Yep, you guys go. You go first, man.
You want me to go first?
Yep.
So, Dosvidanya, without a doubt, hands down, they're very good. That series.
Yeah.
This one may not be their best, but it's still, for me, it's still a 4.0.
Yeah.
It's still in the upper echelon. It's not their best Dosvidanya, but I think it's still very good.
I'll go. I'd say the same thing. 4.0. I think it suffered from being too cold.
Yep.
I think we should have probably not had it in the fridge as long as we did. Because I think that's muted it a little bit, but I still think it's still very good. And for 15%, doesn't drink like a 15%er. And I think you could, chug 1 or 2 of these and you could probably get messed up.
You may not be walking. You may need somebody to help you. What do you think, Ron?
Well, I think the high alcohol content kind of covered up a few attributes, you could say.
Nice. Nice big word there. We don't usually use big words.
Yeah, you gotta dumb her down.
Well, the more you drink, the more astute I get.
There you go. Nice.
Nice.
But
that's why we got Ron on the show.
He says all them big fancy words. He was learned.
But
he walked uphill both ways to his school.
So, not to cut you off, Ron, for Christmas, you'll enjoy this. For Christmas, my daughter got me a T-shirt, and it says, "Education is important, but beer is importanter."
Well, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
that sums up my college education perfectly.
There you go.
So, what are you thinking on a score?
I'm going to give it a 3.2.
3.2.
Okay.
All right.
It was good, but as I said, I think the high alcohol content kind of covered up some of
The flavors.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Ron, we've done nine beers. So for the listeners, can you give us your top 2 or top 3,
2 or 3, whatever,
and tell us what you think were why they were your best ones?
Is that the guy we all
Yeah.
really liked?
Yeah.
Well, the Wooded Reserve,
Okay.
hands down, I couldn't say anything bad about it.
Okay.
It was just great
Yep.
in all aspects. Those guys down there on the far end that I can't even see anymore.
You got the good artwork.
Yeah.
They had, some of those guys.
Remember the bloggers?
Yeah, I kind of like the artwork. Those, lower alcohol
ABV ones.
Yeah.
lagers. Those were, they were a little bit, they could have been better,
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
But like was said, on a cold or a hot day, they would have done the job. And then coming up
This
to,
was
to
the-
the big boys, I guess we had some ups and downs there.
Yeah. That was the industry.
Yeah.
And then we had the bourbon.
This
Bourbon
here, I think
608.
I kind of like, of course. And
then the Destihl. Yeah.
but the Wooded Reserve
That was-
really stuck out for me.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. That's good. That's what we want to let everybody know that. You want me to go, Mike?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to echo exactly what Ron said. I mean, hands down, the Wooded Reserve, biggest surprise, best tasting. One of the best tasting we probably had in several episodes, almost going back to when we had the Central Waters
Right.
tasting. So thank you for bringing that beer. That was a very good beer.
That was excellent.
Thank you for sharing that. So that one was hands down like the best. The other ones were the Dosvidanya. I'd recommend that.
Yep.
And I think if you have never had a Mexican lager, I'd recommend one of the first 2. If you're the novice craft beer drinker, have not tried those before, they're not overly spicy, don't have a lot of chilies. You can get a good taste out of them.
Yep.
As we started moving our way down, you could definitely tell the alcohol content got higher, the chili content got higher. So if you are not well versed in craft beer, I definitely shy away from the stronger end and keep onto the lower end. And you're still going to get a good flavor. Good flavor. But I recommend. I think there's none of the ones that we had were bad.
Right. Yep.
The Muchos Ojos had a lot more hops than I'm used to, and the Dos Perros was just a brown ale that I wasn't really in tune with, but none of them tasted bad. So I think we had a very good cross section of a lot of different Mexican beers, and I'm glad we tried them. Mike, turn back to you.
I think I'm going to echo the Wooded Reserve was head and shoulders above the rest. Amazing beer. The Dosvidanya, I do like that. I very much enjoy that. I'd say that was the second, and probably the 608 was third. Mm-hmm. But I do, Jim, when you were talking about, I do think like the Ritmo,
Yep.
or the, and you picked on me because I don't know if I said it right, the Universidad,
Universal Soldier.
I think either of those, if like you said, if somebody has never hit, and again, these aren't your Corona, Dos Equis type beers,
The big ones you see on TV.
Correct.
Pacifico.
So I think people would really like those because
Yes.
they were very smooth, very drinkable, and as your experience and palate goes down the line, I think it just got better. Yeah, I think they were all very good, and I'm glad we did them. But like I said, head and shoulders, it was for sure a winner in this class, and it was the Wooded Reserve, and I think that could be up. Honestly, Jim, I think that's one thing, last year, kind of our beer of the year was the Pappy Van Winkle Central Waters, and I think the Wooded Reserve is probably on that list right now for this year, that it could be the beer of the year.
It is on the list.
It's on the list.
I mean, we're only at
We're only in February.
Right, we're in the second month of the year.
So we'll see what happens.
But I'm very glad that we did get to try this.
Yes. So in the future, we've got some more stuff coming up. We got some on location stuff. Ron, I haven't told this to you yet, but when we are actually going on a cruise, and I got some wireless. Oh yeah, it's my brother-in-law. Everybody knows that. He's the guy that got me.
Wait a minute.
He's the guy that got me into craft beer. Remember?
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Repeat what you just said.
He's my brother-in-law.
No, that's not true.
Oh, the truth comes out.
Okay, he's a guy I know vaguely, but I picked up those wireless microphones, and we're hopefully, when we're on one of the islands, we're going to do a on location from a craft brewery there. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get that done, and should be interesting. So see how they do it down in the Caribbean.
South. Yes.
So
you're going to be close to Mexico. Maybe you'll get some good Mexican beers down there.
No, we'll be drinking lots of rum and stuff. So anyway, Jim, thank you as always as participating. I know these beers, especially the higher ones, were very tough for you to drink. I know you don't like those.
Yes.
So
anything is. We're trying to get outside of our comfort zone and, trying to let other people know other kind of beers. They may not try something.
Newbies like Jim can like these high octane beers.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, those are in our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It's the other ones that people they may see on a shelf somewhere and they're like, should I try that or not?
Yep.
And hopefully, we're getting people to want to try other beers.
Yep.
Not just the big box ones.
And you dropped some knowledge on us. A couple of 2-3 times tonight.
Mike, that's what I'm here for.
I know.
I tried to enlighten you guys. I bring music. I bring knowledge. That's what I'm here for, buddy.
You surprise me every week.
That's what I do, buddy.
Yes.
That's how good I am.
Ron, thank you for agreeing to come in and try these Mexican beers, even though they weren't Mexican beers, so to speak.
No. Mexican
inspired beers.
Well, it was interesting because you've got many breweries' takes on what their interpretation of a Mexican beer is, maybe, or should be, or their idea.
Yep.
So in that in itself was interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like I said, this was fun. Yeah. This was fun.
Yeah.
And
we even had a crowd watch this.
We had a crowd.
Oh,
tens and tens of people.
Huge.
We have
lots of
at least 100 people here.
Oh, there's more than that. There must be 1,000.
Must be 1,000 people.
We lost track.
Easily.
We lost track of people back there.
Well, we had more, but then we passed around some of these bottles, and I think some of them passed out because they're kind of those Miller Lite drinkers, so they couldn't handle, hang with the big dogs.
And some were dancing. They were doing the mariachi.
Yes, they were doing the mariachi band. Oh, it was awesome.
And one guy got stuck with a sombrero. He's still hanging out there. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's it's all out.
We're going full all out here.
Exactly.
Mike, sometimes I wonder just how good we are.
It's hard to say, Jim.
We try.
Sometimes we sound better in our own ears than we do in other people's ears. I don't know.
I think sometimes we amaze ourselves.
Yes, we do that too.
And I'm glad.
Yes. Yeah, we keep people on their toes.
So I just want to thank you, Mike, for bringing those good beers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron, for being here.
Yep.
That was fun.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. I know we had to wake you up. I know you weren't sound asleep.
I was recovering from 2 near-death experiences, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's why we're glad you're here.
Yes.
We're glad you're here. Thank you for joining us.
I'm glad to be anywhere. So this is as good as any. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
And Ron will definitely be back on the podcast.
And maybe we could even get the crowd involved.
Well, possibly. I don't know.
Sometimes we got to we may have to go kick them or bring them right down.
Do something. Yeah.
There's got to be a way that we can involve them.
Exactly.
Right?
So Jim, thanks for being here. Ron, thanks for being here.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and we will be back again. And next week, I'm not sure what we got on tap, but we're going to figure something out. And like we always say, we hope your campfires are always warm
and your beers are always cold.
See ya. Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.